Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Social Wrap Show. We're on the pre-show. Coming to you live every Friday from the Impact Media offices in lovely Morgantown, West Virginia. We're getting ready to share this thing out. We've got a good show lined up for today. What are we going over today, George?
The Facebook algorithm cataclysm. Everybody in the past.
Life is over.
Life is over. Yeah, there's nothing else. You should just close your computers and turn off your phone forever. And
everybody's screwed.
Yeah, we're all done. No, there's been a lot of disinformation over the past 24 hours about the Facebook algorithm change. Even I was caught up in a little bit of it, and nobody went straight to the source to tell you exactly what's happening. So we are going to tell you about the Facebook algorithm change and whether you and your business are screwed or not. And the answer is going to surprise you.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
I can tell.
All right, I'm excited. This is a very important episode.
This is huge. Yeah, extremely
for real.
important.
So, Aaron, let's rock and roll. Welcome to the Social Wrap Show, live from the Impact Media offices in Morgantown, West Virginia. I'm your host, Luke Nestler, with the man, the myth, the cyborg, George CC, our Chief Marketing Officer here at Impact Media. Listen, the reason that we have this show is to help you, the small business owner, the entrepreneur, understand how to make sense of all these digital marketing changes. It is a wrap-up on this week in social, and today is potentially one of the most important episodes we've had, because there is a lot of stuff going on with Facebook. George is going to tell you what the news is, what's going on. He's going to give you his opinion on, does it matter, does it not matter, and I'm going to tell you how to tie it back into your business and how you can use these updates as marketing tools. So what do we got going on?
So what Facebook is doing is kind of an extension of something they tried in two Eastern European companies about 3 or 4 months ago. What they're doing is they're optimizing the algorithm now so that people see more of their friends and family than they see public posts from businesses and from publishers. It used to be in the past that businesses and publishers, if their posts had significant engagement and just had enough people watching the video or watching the video over and over and over again, that was good enough to get the organic post out in front of people. Now Facebook is saying, and for very, I think, altruistic reasons, they're saying that they realize that a news feed that is cluttered with nothing but engagement spam and engagement bait really isn't good for anybody. You know, you want to connect with people, and they're trying to get back to their core for the reason they created it, which of course is not a CIA spying program. Right. In any stretch of the imagination, you can check for the bugs as well.
Ryan, Pat, can you give me a pen? George is dropping all kinds of important stuff, and I've got to take notes. Can you hand me? Can
you poke my eye out with a pen?
God. All right. Anyways, continue. You said 3 things that are extremely important.
Yeah. I forget what they are. I hope you remember. So what happens, the big freak out people are having is that people are saying that that this is the end of my business on Facebook, because how am I going to get my message in front of anyone? And the problem is that the news that's come out over the past 24 hours has been speculation and has been disinformation. If you want to know what's happening with anything Facebook related, either one, watch the show. If you don't want to go find it yourself, we'll find it for you. But 2, go to newsroom.fb.com. It's right there. It is exactly what they said is going to happen. Do you have those graphics, Aaron? Yes. Throw up that first one, and we'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, so this is from newsroomfb.com, and you take a look at what they're saying there. Okay, what they're saying is that they're going to be, trying to make more meaningful posts from friends and family show up in your feed. If you go to the next one, they're using these updates that are essentially going to be not based on the same things as before. Like I said, video watch time. Video watch time in and of itself is not going to get your video shared by people. It's what happens whenever people are sharing the video. Are there more comments? Are there more? Is there more engagement built up around it? Are people having conversations around your content? When you go to the third one is at the very bottom, and this is what pisses me off about some of the people who are like tech pundits, is they go ahead and they read the first line of any press release from Facebook, freak the hell out, and throw people into a cold panic. So right there it says, what does this mean? Does this mean you're eliminating page content from the news feed? And no, this does not mean that. This has nothing to do with the test they did in Eastern Europe last year, or last month, where they split pages out from newsfeed into 2 tabs. That's not happening. It's not happening at all. So, you know, everybody can CTFO, okay, but there are some things that do need to change.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of so
that was chilled out.
No, I knew what it meant. Okay. I also we'll cover this during the break.
Yeah,
it's the same thing as girls will talk about guys, and you know, I bet that guy is, you know, great in bed. They speculate, only to find out that he freaking sucks. How do they find that out? They have to find it out themselves.
Right, exactly.
By doing.
Right, exactly.
It's sad that that's the example that came to mind, but it is. This is the same BS.
Right.
It's all this speculation. It's all headline reading. It's everybody that is a cynic that wants to, oh, well, it's not going to, listen, social media is not going anywhere.
Right.
Social media is going to adapt. It's going to change. It's the evolution of the digital space.
Right.
It's your job. It's my job. It's your job to continue to be the best at what you do. If you can't be the person that's the best at communicating with others, you're shit out of luck in real life too.
Right.
Right? So engagement bait, let's talk about that for a minute. If I see you one more time post, Facebook's changed their algorithm again, everybody comment below with where they're from, that does not work.
Right.
In fact, you're going to get flagged. It might get 45 comments, but guess what? The posts after that aren't going to get anything, because that, when George says engagement bait, that's what he's talking about. All right? Personal pages. They're cracking down on personal pages, or I'm sorry, if they are cracking down on business pages, and that means your personal page is going to be the one where you're going to have more success, then that's great.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think that's, I'm excited about these changes, and number one, like you said, half of what people have speculated is not true, because they didn't actually get in and find out for themselves.
Right.
And the people that are headline reading are freaking out. They're reading the first line of the diagnosis and thinking that they got 3 weeks to live and they're going to die.
Right.
That's not what's going on.
Right.
Is it going to get a little bit harder to communicate? I don't think. No, I don't think it will.
Communicator.
Exactly. I think it'll get harder for the people that suck and people that are using stupid ass tactics like comment below with where you're from, or using an emoji. Tell me this.
Yeah, vote for one of the quadrants of a graphic.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
As fun as some of those are, it doesn't work, and you need to stop doing them now. And you need to start communicating. I just did a live stream before we went on air, and I think this is a prime example of content that would work. You advertise the same way as all your competitors, and then complain about why, well, they just don't understand the value in what we do. They want the cheapest price. That's because you're not telling them what makes you different. You're not communicating the right way. If you fall within what Facebook is telling us now, it's going to make you a better communicator. And I mean, I'm excited about it. You sent me an article about it last night. And I'm reading it, and I was kind of excited about what I saw, and then you found some other good information. So I think it's all hoopla.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a big drink out of my
out of that.
My Bubba cup of water.
Bubba cup of water. You know, one of the things, like right now, we're doing a live video. Okay, Facebook has also said
this is live.
Oh, it's live.
We're doing a live video. You know, this is one of the things that Facebook said is also still going to work if it's generating conversation. Okay, if people are commenting on it organically, what they're cracking down on are those quote-unquote live videos where somebody essentially sets up maybe a system similar to what we have, say like a what's the name of the software? OBS. So they set up OBS and they essentially run a 2-hour long quote unquote, tape delay, live feed of something, right? Or they just run a movie, or they run a security camera that is not really live.
So that's getting penalized.
That stuff's going to get penalized because it's not generating any comments. It's not generating conversation. What you want to do is you want to do live videos that will actually generate conversation. The stuff you did in your office before you came in here, the stuff I did in my office before I came in here, the stuff that we're doing today, this will generate conversation, and it's actually going to go further. Right. So that's one of the things you can definitely do. Another one you hit before we take a break and talk about the other side of this is your personal page. Your personal page isn't going to get penalized, okay? Your personal page, as long as people are engaging with it, is going to show before any sort of brand page. Right. So what you do for this business, pretty much what Jeff does for the business, what everybody here does for this business, is that we use our personal pages to talk about what it is that we do here at the business.
Yes.
So that's not going to get penalized. So what you should be doing as well is you should be talking about what it is that you do on your personal page.
Absolutely.
And you've said this before time and time again as a matter of just good practice, but now it is algorithmically sound to do this, to actually talk about what you do on your personal page. Yeah, it's not going to get flagged.
It's time to stop being romantic about your personal page. Well, I don't want to annoy my friends with what I do. If you can't communicate about what you do in a way that's not annoying, then you've got some serious issues. If you're a lawyer, if you sell makeup, if you're a multi-level marketer, if you're a trash man, whatever, and you can't talk to your peers about what you do, there's some serious issues going on that doesn't have anything to do with Facebook. Right. Your personal Facebook page for local businesses is the #1 method for marketing, in my opinion, that's free. Paid advertising, that's a whole nother level. We're not talking about that. Do not think that you have to post your content on your local business page and that you shouldn't post it on your personal page. 90% of our local clientele have come to us in one way, shape, or form from my personal page that you friend request.
Right.
So it's fine to talk about, how much fun you had on New Year's Eve, the bad decisions you made in Vegas, all of those things. But if you're not talking about the fact that you're a realtor or you're a life coach or an author or whatever it is on your personal page, you're missing. It's your personal page, but you're not talking about the one thing that makes you money in your personal life.
Right.
And it's doing you a disservice. So I've said this for years. Literally, that's been my biggest push on people. This is the biggest advocate of that. Now it is time to do it. It's either stop worrying about the fact that people are going to see your kids or you don't want to talk business. You have to do it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll run to the break here. Coming up after the break, we've got some more concrete things that you can do about the algorithm change to make sure that you are succeeding in the new year.
All right, welcome back to the show. We've got, I think we've got the most important topic of social rap history going on today because everybody's freaking out. This happens about once every 3 years. Everybody freaks out, thinks Facebook's dying.
Yes.
Facebook's not going to die. No. Facebook is an unstoppable monster. Yep. It's just becoming more community oriented. It's becoming harder to tell your message if you're a bad communicator. If you're a good communicator, if you're interesting, I think it's better. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. The one main thing that you need to be getting good at and you need to do well, and this is the second part. We kind of alluded to the organic things you did in the first part of the show. Second part here is that this is the time to learn how to use Facebook's advertising tools.
Right.
Because they are hamstringing the organic business page and publisher side of things in favor of better content. But the one thing that was never said anywhere in that press release or any of the speculation was that they were going to do away with ads or that ads would be affected by this. So what you need to do is you need to learn how to actually market yourself on Facebook beyond boosted posts. If you want to boost posts, like for $5, $10 a day or whatever, do me a favor, send the money to the agency, care of George Cece, and I will put it to good use because it's not going to do your business anything.
Right.
Learn to use Ads Manager, learn to use Power Editor, and really start to go through it. If you want a free resource to go to, you can take a look at some of Facebook's online training that they have.
Exactly.
It's not comprehensive, it gets you started, but you really need to learn how to get in there and actually create audiences. And this doesn't mean, bless you, this doesn't mean that you can create, let's sneeze in the middle of the show. What's that about?
Hold it in, but I'm gonna kill some brain cells.
Well, that's more.
It's not from sneezing, Aaron.
But anyways, where we're going with this is that you need to be able to, one, communicate well. Two, you need to be able to use the ad tools that you have.
Right.
People are saying this is pay to play. Okay, this is Facebook's version of pay to play. Well, so be it then.
But there's both options.
Yeah.
See, there's pay to play and there's free. Name one other platform that there's pay to play and there's free.
There isn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Radio, you're going to pay to play. There is no free.
Right.
TV, newspaper, which is fine, but it's all pay to play. You have the free resource. Build your local network up, your friends, engage with them, and the pay aspect is if I have a very specific audience that I want to target and I want to use that targeted audience to drive sales of my product, that's the pay method. But if I have the option of, hey, I'm gonna communicate daily for free, you don't have that option anywhere else.
Right. And so that's exactly what you need to be doing. And this is pretty much the time that you need to be doing it in because, we're already, our clients, the people that we coach are already ahead of the curve. So if you haven't started using the paid tools on Facebook, you need to start now because once they said it would take about 5 or 6 weeks to 2 months to get everything in place for the algorithm. So on the most liberal side, you've got 2 to 3 months to get yourself up to speed with Facebook marketing. And on the scarier, more conservative side, you've got about 2 to 3 weeks to make it happen, maybe 6 weeks on the outside, to get good at this stuff. And I think there's a lot that people are going to, you're going to see the news feed improve. But at the same time, Zuckerberg has said he doesn't care if people use Facebook less. He wants the interactions to be more meaningful.
Exactly.
So that goes back to even your paid ads have to be of a good quality. You can't just go for the ask like we talk about all the time.
Exactly.
You can't just have the piece of the piece of advertising material you have, go for the ask. It's just not possible. Some of the best clients we're dealing with now, Matt Monero, okay, his organic posts have always been off the chart fantastic. They're engaging, they're insightful, people love to share them, they learn from them. So when we started running ads for him, those ads were going viral.
Yeah.
It was instantaneous.
Because the ads went viral because the message was something that others wanted to hear. The message was something that brought value to the audience. It wasn't, hey, buy my thing, buy my book, sign up for this free quote. The big issue is advertising like you did 10 years ago versus now. And not just on those platforms, but what you say.
Right.
You can't just say, hey, buy from me.
Right.
You have to take that person out on a date, hold their hand, make them feel like they can trust you.
Right, exactly.
And then they're going to. Online has opened up the BS detectors on everybody is so sharp now because you can tell how much a car costs before you go on that lot. You can learn about this person before you buy from them. So you have to do your part. You have to do your part to prove why you're better than the competitor and bring that value. I'm trying to get somebody to come on live on air with us.
On that side, yeah.
I'm gonna let you take it away for a second.
Okay, fantastic. So, as we're talking about this, there's a couple things that you can start doing right now to make sure that when you do start running ads, that they are going to be more effective. And one, that is to make a list of things that you offer to people. Okay, what they get. And then make a list of the pain points that people have.
Exactly.
Okay, and speak to those pain points with the things they get from you. Okay,
right.
So if you're a massage therapist, you don't just come out and say massage is 20% off this weekend. Exactly. Speak to the pain point they have.
Right.
It's the
talk
holiday.
to me about your massage therapist.
Right.
What's their technique? Does this
Right.
does this guy use deep pressure? Does this girl use the hot stones,
Right.
oils?
And the benefits to the consumer of each. You know, this is
Exactly.
the point where you just have to start communicating to them. You know, you could say, you know, hey, it's the holiday time of year. Stress is going, you know, you're going to be stressed out more than you ever were in the past, 12 months. Come in for and it could be as simple as that. It's just addressing your audience, and empathizing with them, and actually getting to the point where you're kind of caring with them.
You're pretty good at this.
Which part?
The whole thing. The whole thing. Proud of you.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No, I mean, for real, it's these algorithm changes happen all the time, but occasionally one pops up to where everybody loses their mind.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal. It's we're not going to be out of business. We'll put it that way.
No.
And you're not going to turn back to radio or TV or move now over to LinkedIn because Facebook doesn't work.
Right.
You just have to be better at communicating with your audience, and that starts with, if it feels like an ad, then don't run it. Right. I just had a young lady in here today working with me on how can she position herself as the expert in her industry. And I said, what are some frequently asked questions that you get asked? And she said, well, people don't understand. It's not so much a question as a mistake. And I said, great, that's fine. She said, people don't understand that you have to get pre-approved before you go looking for a house.
Gotcha.
And she sees the mistake of, people will go out, they'll find a $250,000 home, and then they come back and they're so excited about it, and they get approved for $175,000.
Yep.
So I said, here's your piece of content. That's what's going to provide value. Tell me that it's so important to get pre-approved for a home before you look for that reason. Yep. And she created that piece of content. Now, do you think that's going to position her as an expert, or having a really great looking headshot photo to where she's like this on the side of the road on a billboard? What's going to prove to you? Who knows more?
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to address those questions. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good. When does an ad? Alex Watts from the Isle of Wight in the UK says, when does an ad feel like an ad? Did you just answer that question?
An ad feels like an ad when you feel like you're being sold.
Right. When you feel like you're
How would
being
you
sold.
describe that? That's my opinion.
The same when you don't want to buy. Okay, when you feel like you're being sold, people like to buy; they don't like to be sold on anything, and it has to be relevant to you. You have to have some level of warm up, of engagement prior to that.
Yeah.
So that comes down to two things: one, what you say; two, who you target. Okay, for me, we're on the inside of the machine, so an ad feels like an ad to me when it's grossly mistargeted.
Exactly.
I have no interest in anything that is wedding related. And I saw this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Something came up and it was wedding related. Why am I going to see something that's wedding related? I've been married. I'm going to stay married. I'm not in. My daughter is only 15. Don't get any ideas, fellas. And it's not going to happen. That was just bad. It felt like an ad to me, So it's lack of targeting, lack of messaging. Thanks for the question, Alex.
Awesome. Do we have a feature today?
I don't know if we have a third feature here. We do have another little quick spot break, and I want to talk to you about something during that spot break to see if we can do for the people out there.
We're going to talk, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah.
At Jacqueline's, we have worked hard to become a watch superstore. I mean, we are the largest watch store in the state by far. We carry 11 distinct brands from Citizen and Luminox to Tissot, Michelle, and we've just added 2 new lines, which I'm super excited about. The first one is Tag Heuer. Everybody knows Tag Heuer. They're a huge name in the watch business. They make an incredible product at an incredible value. We have about 60 watches in the case right now for you to choose from. We can order anything that you want. We just got in the brand new Octavia. It's incredible. And then the other brand I want to talk to you about today is Towson. Towson is a small watch company from Maryland. These guys are so trusted in the watch industry that they have redone the watches of both George Washington and Abraham Lincoln for the museums in DC. They make very, very limited production watches, and we are one of only 2 or 3 retailers in the country that have them right now.
We're still here. Facebook has not been destroyed yet.
Oh my God!
We came back from break.
After the announcement of algorithm cataclysm, we are still here. Well, what do you know?
Yeah, it's listen, Facebook's not going anywhere. Social media isn't going anywhere. Today's show is to reassure you that all the headlines that you see, and when you get off of this show and you see that headline that says, is Facebook worth your time anymore? You literally don't have to read it. There's one resource. If you want to read it, you can go to newsroomfb.com.
Yeah.
That is Facebook's newsroom. That's where the true information is. And the bottom line is, the way to sum it all up is, it's not going anywhere. You have to continue to be better at communicating. The clickbait, the engagement bait, the spam, thankfully that's going to go away. We don't use it. You shouldn't use it. But other than that...
And running ads is going to become more important than ever.
Yeah, it's business as usual. There's something that we recently put together for a special audience, but I think would be good for this the viewers today,
especially today. Yeah,
yeah, because I think what we've put together could help them. So what do we got? The Marketing Essentials Pack.
The Marketing
Tell me
Essentials
about
Pack.
it.
Yeah, so the Marketing Essentials Pack. We put this together for some other people, but this is the time to roll it out. I think we were going to wait another week or two. The Marketing Essentials Pack. What you get from us is you get a free video from our flagship course, Impact Marketing Academy. We've pulled that out for you. It's one free video. It's on the ads for e-commerce. So essentially,
So if you're selling your product or your service online,
it's how to run ads for that, the best targeting, and it's actually a case study based on what we had done for somebody. We were getting on the lines of 1,500, 1,600% ROI for these people. It's a breakdown of that case study. So it's one video from the larger course in that, and it comes with some really cool stuff. It comes with a Facebook ad spend tracker, okay? Because in order to survive in the next couple of months to year or whatever with Facebook's new announcements, you're going to have to run ads. The ad spend tracker is an Excel sheet that allows you to budget everything out and actually keep on track with your budget every time you spend.
Yes.
The other thing we have is the Marketing Accountability Guide, which is a step-by-step process that we use with clients to make sure that you've got all your I's crossed and your T's dotted.
Yes.
That's backwards, of course.
It's all right. That's,
yeah.
Hey.
But it's kind of like the setup, a mini setup playbook to make sure you can start advertising on Facebook the right way. Yep. And then a 30-day scheduling calendar for organic posting. So whenever you start posting for yourself on your personal account about your business,
it helps you keep everything organized,
Yeah.
make sure that it's accountable, or that you're holding yourself accountable, so that when Wednesday comes along and you're busy, you don't have to think about what's going to go out.
Right.
It's scheduled. It's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
So that product is
$9.97.
it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the whole concept there is it's our way of pulling a few things out, bundling it together, putting it in a package that can provide value to you. I think it would be helpful. We weren't supposed to show it to this audience, but we're going to do it because you said, "Hey, we need to do it." And
because
I said,
today,
"All right."
because today too many people are freaking out. Get a head start on this. Get a head start on your competitors with it. It's a great little product we put together. I'll put the URL in the comments below after the show, and you can go there and pick it up. And I'll be excited to hear comments and questions about it after people start getting it and start using it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Drew Walker, appreciate it. Thanks for the shout out. Drew Walker is a Fairmont State grad. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it. Alex, thanks for your question as well. Listen, social media is getting better and better and better, not worse and worse and worse. It is a platform that you have two options. You have paid and you have free. You have to be a great communicator to be successful on this platform. The Marketing Essentials Pack is something that I think could help tremendously, especially my favorite thing out of that is the scheduling calendar, keeping everything organized. That's something that took a long time to develop, and I'm excited to put it out.
We got two great comments here, two great questions that we address these now. We still have time,
George.
Of course we have time. Okay. First one comes in from Alex Watts once again over in the Isle of Wight. It says, "I'm trying to make a targeted ad. What steps am I taking to be passionate about my mission but not sell?" And he says, "George, use my tour with Dan as a model. How can I sell seats without selling seats?" Alex is a brother of the faster mind. I know him because we both have ADHD. He and his buddy Dan are going to tour the U.S. and they're going to talk about ADHD and autism. They're coming over from England, and they're going to tour, and it's going to be phenomenal. So he wants to know how he can actually target and create the ads and not make it feel so like an ad, but they want to sell the seats. So the first thing I would do is I would start going live from a business page, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to go live from that business page first, because right now the algorithm has not kicked in, okay? We're still waiting on it. Go live from that business page with Dan. talk to someone who you know you're going to run into on the road. We talked about this, you and I did on our chat the other day. You want to address the parents' concerns for people who have ADHD or have autism. You want to talk to them, you want to answer their questions preemptively, and you want to start doing this on a weekly basis with Facebook Live right on your phone, or go ahead and go live from your browser. When you do that, after you're done, go into Ads Manager and take that ad, okay, and now target that to people who are interested in, and you can go into the interests tab of targeting, people who are interested in ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, different things like that. And then I would say, since you were talking about you want to reassure moms that everything is going to be okay with their kids.
That's moms. For people that aren't from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know, seriously. Moms. It is a Pittsburgh thing. With their moms, what you would do is you would target mothers of children, and that's the ability there too. So whenever a mother who has a child and they are interested in ADHD or autism spectrum disorder, they will see your video, and it's going to resonate with them. I've done this with myself. This is how I hooked up with you, Alex, actually, with doing the same technique.
So for everybody else out there that's in different businesses, exactly what George said, put that in context for your business. You create a message for a very specific audience. If you sell a product for men and women, well, don't create one video for both. Create one video for men that's going to resonate, talk to them, target that video to those men. Create another video that's more put in terms that is going to resonate better with a lady. Target that to those folks. So exactly what George is talking about with Alex. From, where's Alex from? The UK?
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight from the UK.
UK.
It's the exact same principles that go for your business as well. You've got to get away from vanilla messaging, which is boring vanilla messaging that is supposed to appeal to everybody but actually appeals to nobody. Segment it out, target it to those segments.
Absolutely. Question from Matthew Regal. Thanks, gents. Any special tips for small nonprofits, specifically ecclesiastical organizations? Yeah, absolutely. The same type of thing. You want to be able to speak specifically to what your audience is concerned about. Find that point between your passion for working within the organization and what you do, and then find out what your audience is concerned about, and then address that directly. Once again, Facebook Live is a wonderful place to start because you can actually turn the Facebook Live into an advertisement afterwards, a targeted ad. So Matt, I assume this has to do with the Lutheran Diocese of West Virginia. What I would do is I would talk about the projects you have going on, how you're making people's lives better, some of the service trips that you're doing. Those are the types of things that are going to get engagement because they're helping people.
It's guys, it's simple. You have to show what you do. You can go into as much detail. You know the answer. It's what you do. You know what you're doing to go above and beyond. We know some things that we do that make us extremely unique. You have to show those things. It's the exact same thing. If you're a massage therapist, if you're a guitarist, if you're a photographer, it's the exact same answer for everybody. What makes you different than the competitor? Document that. You can do it on a phone. You can do it on a computer. You can do it on a nice camera, whatever you have available, and then put that out. It does not have to look, it cannot look like an advertisement, right?
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It cannot look like an ad. That's pretty much everything that I've got to say about this. Thank you so much for all the comments today. Appreciate it. Shout outs to everybody who has joined: Tom Sloan, Alex Watch, Clint Nestler, Aaron Griffin, Matthew Regal, Lacey Geary, Drew Walker, Nancy Politan, Courtney Colazzi. Hey, Courtney, how are you? Patrick Martin, that guy again. Bob Williams and Chelsea Helen. So thanks everybody for joining us this week.
Hey guys, you have a great week. We will see you next week on Wednesday for Attention Equals Dollars podcast. And then again on Friday, I will be on the West Coast. So George may be solo or I might be coming in remote, but either way, we'll see you next Friday. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.